Hello, how are you guys doing? Good cat content, very good. Yeah, KY was streaming with his cat. Honestly, cat cam, I need to just get a separate cam for that, man. Rev, I was watching that. You could go put it in another window, man. We're doing some kit bashing today. Again, still the kill tanks. Because I want to finish these before I get anything else, and this is my hobby, so, you know. Let's see, get this music out of here. And get this guy kind of lined up a little bit better. This is not just aimed at my dick. Alright. So, this is the basis of it. It's the Puppets War Big Mama. If you've seen any of these streams, you know you have a job interview today. You got this, AMAM. You're a cool dude. I know that. Thank you for the 16 months of support. You've got this, dude. Don't fret. So, I've got this thing. It's great. I finished doing the backs. If I can get it to kind of stay. Let's use a different one. But it's, oh, hey, thank you for the gift sub, Anon. So I've got these little back things. I've got the ram. I've got rams for all of them. There's 3 of them. And then, let's see, what else we got? We got these bits that go on the side. And I think this one's actually supposed to be on a different one. That should work. Yeah, that looks good. All right, there we go. So, I mean, like, it's mostly together. I want something across here, because a few of these are, the fisheye lens is bent slightly across the front. I wonder if I can bring this back so you guys can see a little better. I don't know if that's any better. This is, whatchamacallit? Plastic card. It's basically plastic that you can buy in sheets, just like flat sheets. It works good. And then these are bottle caps that I'm using for, turrets. So I got the little, let me see if I can get it so you can see. I got a little flamer bit on it. It's got like a little flamethrower. This one's got a flamethrower and a bayonet on it. Let me see if I can get it so that way you guys can see. There you go. Camera angle's a little weird. It's stupid. It's really stupid that that's there, but I love it, you know? When do I think I'm going to play more Crusader Kings? I'm going to give it a couple days, then we'll come back to it. I think I want to do either Disco Elysium or Divine Cybermancy tonight. This looks a little blank as it stands right now. Originally, I was going to have these dudes chilling here. But I don't know if that looks right now. I mean, because there's like a little... On this one, there's like a viewing port. You see that? And like guys would be in there and they'd be able to look out. It's a little weird that they've got a lookout port, and I mean, I guess it's orc tech, so it doesn't really matter. But there's that one. This one definitely needs to have some sort of dude somehow looking out for him, because this one's kind of weird. Anyway, the point is that I've gotten all these done. What's the scale of Warhammer? God, I forget. Well, I mean, these squares are inches, if that helps you. And this is a bigger tank. (1 to 60? Yeah, physical model scale. I don't know off the top of my head. Can I slip this guy under here? Is that one going to work? So this one might have to go with this here. I think I built it with this one in mind. I mean, yeah, the flamethrower is going to hit the back of the cupola. But that's fine. It's orc tech. Who cares? Um, so I think, and then also somewhere we've got to put machine guns um, on these. So I think I need to kind of decide where I'm going to put these things. Does this look filled out enough to you? Does this look like a rolling pile of scrap with this design set up, where it's like the gun on top? I don't know how they're seeing out. Like, it doesn't look like there's any viewports or any way to see out. I could make the machine gun like here or something, have the viewport here, and do something like that. I think that would work. Out of periscope. I don't know if I'm that talented. And then additionally, I've got a little bag of stuff. There's a little bag of little knick-knacky things that I want to add to the tanks to just kind of fill out some of these blank areas. So I'm thinking this goes here and this goes here. So I'm gonna just glue this little turret off to the side, like there-ish. Cool. So that guy's gonna be there. Okay, that was just that. That's fine. This guy being on this one right here. I kit bashed this in like segments, so I kind of don't know how some of this is gonna look when put together. So this looks like it's gonna collide with that. And putting him sideways doesn't really work. Looks like I designed this that way it hooks in. Because I've got like this bit here that I've cut out. I'm trying to remember how I did this. I think that works. So if you've missed any of these steps, by and large part what I've done is... I mean, I think that's okay. I don't know if it's got good connection points, though. Is that an orc tank you're starting with? No, this is actually, I think it's supposed to be a Vindicator. It's like an alt Vindicator. But obviously I'm using it to be a tank. It's supposed to be closer to the size of a Land Raider. Which is a bit of a problem because there's a scale discrepancy there. But I've bulked it out with a bunch of bits. So it should have the general, like, size profile it needs. But lacks the, I think that's fine. What do y'all think? Does that look weird or is that good? I think that's fine. It does leave the question, where do I put the gun on this one? Like this back-mounted cupola. And I noticed that there's a cat here in the gluing. That's good. Looks fine from above. Alright. So now we got another turret. Because I'm trying to represent all the guns that it's got. It's got its big gun, it's got a Scorcha, and it's got a big shooter. So it needs to be able to have the big gun, the Scorcha, and then the big shooter, and the big shooter needs to go somewhere. It's not a good gun. Sometimes I forget it exists, I'll be honest, because it's kind of shit. It looks weird there, doesn't it? Because this is like a hatch right here. It's like a hatchway, and I think that's how you're supposed to get in and out. I mean, you can get in and out through, like, the turret, so I think it looks weird there. Could be up here. I think that's the only remaining spot for it. Unless if I get rid of this dude. Orc logic be damned. They have to get in somehow. That's the only... Like, they need to have the right number of guns, and they need to be able to get in and out. That's the only bits I care about. If it looks like crap beyond that, whatever. Yeah, there's really no other spots. He's either where he's sitting or, I mean, we can get rid of this dude. Add on. I mean, we could put it on one of the side spawns and things. You know, if it's on like this, we could have it here and then have this here. Let's put something under it so we can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. Okay, close enough. And then this guy here. That could be fine, where it's kind of just like hanging out off the side. On top of the left box works? Yeah. I mean, the gun that this thing has, its big gun is like the reason to take it. It's stupid. It is a stupid profile that makes no sense. It's so fun. It's such a fun model to play with. Whether or not it's competitively viable, it is like on the cusp. Like, I feel like if I had some good secondaries, I feel like I could probably make this work. But right now, orcs don't have orc-specific secondaries because their book hasn't come out, but it looks like it's going to be soon, though COVID is definitely slowing things down. Okay. I think once we get our book, I think orcs are going to be top tier. They're kind of B tier right now, which is unfortunate to say, but it's true. There's some matchups that I feel like are just auto losses. I think... I want to say that, I think Drakari, my list auto loses against. I table them, but then I lose. Death Guard I win against. Drakari I just don't have a good answer to, and I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong. I only played D&D, so all this talk of meta. It's a weird cross between like D&D combat and like Magic the Gathering meta. It's really weird. It's a great game. I love it. I mean, obviously I talk about it incessantly, but all right, last turret. So it's going to be for this one. And he kind of clips in just like so. Which means that this guy or the other one that looks exactly like him is going here. So I think we're in kind of a similar situation where we need to figure out something. Not this one. This one's too sheer as well. This one might do. We might be able to put one on a side sponson sort of position again. I mean, it does put the guy's body somewhere right next to the tracks. I mean, you can definitely play Warhammer as a fluffy game. Now you're on Jess chatting. When's the hot tub stream? I mean, I could do building minis in a hot tub. You guys want to see me wear a mankini? Just like have my dick out, but like subtly so. So it's like, oh, did I see it or did I not? I feel like I could rock that. I think this looks fine. Yeah, we'll do that. That's what I've been subbed for this whole time. Listen, I'm so sorry you had to wait this long for me to just whip my dick out. It's a shameful thing that I have not gotten it together before now. Well, I mean, listen, no. I won't mean for my dick to pop out. It just will. You know, like dicks do. You have to manscape wog into your chest. Jesus fuck, dude. I keep thinking about getting a tattoo, you know? But, have you noticed how hairy my hands and arms are? Like, look at how hairy my arm is. That doesn't stop. That doesn't stop. It keeps going forever. It's just hair. It's just hair. The whole way down. I am like the wolf man. Like, yeah, I'm the missing link. I've got too much hair. All right, cool. So, oof. All right. So here's the stressful bit. All of the work that I've done for the past like month, we need to kind of like we want to think about maybe starting to actually glue things to the main model itself. But first, I'm gonna not for a minute. So we've got all these bits that I pulled out, literally just for this step, and their purpose is to kind of just like make bits look pretty. We got some boss pulls. We got like a sword. We got a little goblin fellow that's got a shell of some sort. I think this is from Sigmar. Someone gave it to me. I don't know what this is, but it could go on that. And then there's a little like... There's not really a gun that fits that profile. Because, I mean, like, this little ball... Like, it fits in there, but I don't know if it really works, you know? So I think I'm going to skip the little guy. And the bombs. Because I don't know if it quite fits. We got some Cromlech choppas that have, like, pistons and stuff. And, like, it's got a pretty decent melee profile. We got, like, I think this is a grot prod. We've got this thing. I think there's... So I put a little door on the back of this one. I could, have a little motor or something coming out the back here. Just drill a hole into that. Maybe a different one. Which one has kind of like a spot for it? It's like cables going in between all of this. Put it there. I don't know if I feel that. Got another little cable here. This could just hang out the side of something. We got a gearbox. We got some runes that we can glue onto something. We don't have to use all of this. I'm just like putting it out here so you can see. I think I might put like the runes over the door because the door looks a little too nice right now. That's the alarm to let me know that I need to post the video. Give me half a sec. See. Today's video is It Takes Two with Mike. We finished that just the other day. Luigi got instantly with the sour plus. I've been I did some working out with Ring Fit yesterday, and my legs don't work now. Like, it sucks. Like, it hurts. It hurts to move my legs. But there's that. We might do some blackjack in a minute here. I feel a little weird about doing blackjack because the March of the Mice is soon. I don't want to use up all of y'all's points. So yeah, I think I will use the runes for that. Is there a place to put these skulls? Like, you know what? It really comes down to that I actually need to... I mean, this is going to be for the Giga Shooter variant. It's up to chat to see how they want to gamble. Yeah. I need to do a little bit more art on it, but I will be doing that probably tomorrow. Like, today I kind of just want to spend some time chilling. I'm trying to think. I think there's like 2 more scenes that need to be drawn. 3. I'm 100% interested in Necromunda. Yeah. Secret stream? No, because everything I need to do for this week's is gonna be super duper spoilers. The stuff that's not as spoilery, like, I would consider like the ending of last stream to be a spoiler. Unsurprisingly. We're gonna move all these bits out of the way. And I'm gonna actually glue stuff. Oh god, I'm stressed though. Alright. So I'm gonna start by gluing the rams on, I think. What model is this? This is a Big Mama tank from Puppets War. They were super cool and gave me the dimensions of their ram that they used to sell. They don't sell it anymore, which is unfortunate because that would have made my job really easy. But I'm kind of glad because it gave me an opportunity to learn how to kit bash. I learned a lot during this one. There we go. That's one ram on. Well, the next stream of the March of the Mice is going to be on a week from tomorrow, which is why I'm nervous. Which is why we're doing kit bashing rather than normal stream stuff. So what I've done here, let me see if I can get the camera up again. Where I can see it. There we go. What I've done here on all these rams is I've got like this bit here, which is just a raised bit where, I don't know if you can see it. I've raised this bit up a little bit so that way it fits into this slot here. So then if I glue it into here, it's a better connection because it's connecting to all 3 sides there. Should be good. Should work. This is my first time doing like a major kit bash. So, is this a rerun? Yeah, 100%. I just knew you were going to say that in the future, so I decided to say yes again in advance. I think this is my favorite of the rams. It came out really good. Just going to kind of hold it like that. Need to kind of scoot it over a little bit. Like, that's a good looking ram right there. Look at that. Like, that looks like it's gonna fuck your day up. What does kit bashing mean? It means that this model, that if I were to buy the real model for this, it would cost me $200, and I want 3 of them. So instead of doing that, I'm taking bits from are there rules on how to stat out kit bash stuff? You take 2 different kits. You have like a kit of boys or whatever, Space Marines, whatever, and then you put the bits from something else on it. So like, but I'm also doing a little bit of scratch building where I'm like, I built this prow myself, from just scratch, and I'm trying to save myself $300 or $600. I put some green stuff on here to make it look like a shitty weld, but I haven't tried the local library's 3D printer. There's a guy who knows who I am on the Warhammer Discord, the tabletop sim one. And he's offered to 3D print stuff for me and such, but I just, I don't know. I've got some 3D printed stuff. I've got one 3D printed model. It's a Big Mech because they just don't sell that anymore. But there are rules for it, so it's just kind of like, well, what the fuck, G-dubs? What do you want me to do about this? Like, how am I supposed to play with a model that doesn't have a model? What do you want from me, G-dubs? Do you want my money or not? This is like not as good of a RAM, but it's still pretty good. But yeah, kit bashing, you usually do it because you don't like the aesthetic of the original model or the price of the original model's too much. It involves a lot of customization. It involves really making it look the way you want it to. Like I want this model. I want to own this model, but I don't want to spend all the money on it. And I kind of want it to fit the vibe of my guys, my dudes, the lore behind my guys a little better. And so I'm kit bashing instead of buying the models. I'll put these guys off to the side. I think this is my least favorite of the Rams, and I think it's fine. It's fine. You know? It doesn't look quite as menacing as the other two. But I think it looks alright. GW has been a bit silly recently. For these, because their bases are too big, I drew a circle for what the size of this hole is, basically, and then put a piece of sprue to lay down flat in here to just be a better connecting point, and that way it'll, like, stay. I mean, it kind of wants to stay as is, but if I knock it from the side, or if it just, you know... I like the scoop in front of the treads. Is that not how it works? Oh, this wedge thing? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's called a reinforced ram according to the rules, and it is the dumbest profile for a weapon. It hurts really bad but has absolutely no chance of breaking armor. So it's like, what? It's like being hit with a rocket point blank that's fired from a BB gun. It's the bizarre, like the most bizarre weapon. I love it. And it will just delete units that it runs into. Alright, now is this guy gonna fit here? So he can. There's one that this one had to go with, and I thought it was that one. Maybe I just balanced it weird. I mean, this is a bit silly that there's like a periscope, and you know what? It's fine. It's orc. It's for scooping. It's really good against Drakari. Because high AP doesn't really matter right now. Or like, what's the other thing? The Terminators, for Blightlord Terminators? Because they have a 4-up invuln. So -1 AP puts them from their 2-up to a 3-up, and then every failed save is like almost a dead guy. So it's like, if I've done a little blasting before I got in, I usually kill the unit. Or they don't really expect it. So I think this fits with all of them. Though, this seems to fit incredibly well. So which one will we want to have this one here? I think that looks fine. Hey, Limes. How you doing, Limes? I'm playing with toy soldiers. How are you? Got that one. Or we could go this way with it. Lames. Sorry. Misspoke. Random burn because I can't speak English. I have a lollipop, so I'm happy. That sounds banger. I think maybe we put the backs on first, then we worry about which one of these dudes goes in there. So let's go ahead and put this on. Put skulls on the dozer. I have a skull. I have an orc skull I could, like, just put on there. Your uncle ordered a whole tree. How do you order a tree? Okay. So let's see how I connected this up. It looks like it connects to right there. So, glue here, glue there, glue there, glue there. And let me just kind of like jam it in there, like so. Good. Neat. Yeah, new Ace Attorney is coming out. It was announced on Twitter earlier today. That's one that people have requested that I stream quite a bit, but I'm like, dude, I'm fucking dyslexic as hell. Why do you guys want me to read things? Why can't I play a game that does the reading for me? So, the original spot for this is going to be a little bit of Kaleido. Because I didn't build this while it was on there. Have Microsoft Sam read Ace Attorney for you. I legitimately, when I was growing up, when I'd listen to Creepypasta, because Mr. Creepypasta and people like that didn't exist, I would just boot up Microsoft Sam. So now I have like this weird paranoia with Microsoft Sam. Like, that voice scares me. It's really dumb. Because I associate it with, like, good horror stories. They have limited voice acting on the important... You're Sam-phobic? Microsoft Sam-phobic? Yeah, I'm afraid of the dude. Bitch scares me. I think we're gonna have to cut down this bit a bit. So, where are my clippers? There's good creepypasta. Like, the showers? That's good. The showers is a legitimately good creepypasta. Jeff the Killer sucks. I don't know why everyone's about Jeff the Killer. All of the SCP stuff is good. A lot of creepypasta are bad. I'm not gonna lie. Jeff the Killer is boring. My wife heard Jeff the Killer for the first time recently, and she was just like, yo, what the fuck? Which is kind of what it is. It's just kind of a what the fuck. Smile Dog or Squidward Suicide. Both are bad. I hate all the Bart Suicide and Luigi Suicide and all those kind of ones. I don't like the video game related ones. Because, like, oh my god, I don't care. Also, I don't like the ones where it's just like badass dude does a badass thing. I liked Stories from the Gas Station. I think that definitely influenced the Town of Nowhere. In that, like, horrible things are happening, but it's kind of just silly. Polybus is, I think it's real insofar as that it was just epilepsy. Like a guy died from that, I think. Okay, so I've glued this guy down because I know this guy is going behind. I need to figure out where that point is that I'm allowed to, like, put this. Slenderman was good. I think it was bad before the kids got murdered. And I think they lived, didn't they? They almost got murdered? Attempted murder, yeah. I mean, still, not great. There's a lot of creepypastas that are good. What's the one where it's got the stairs in uh the forest, and if you go up the stairs, you die? That one's good. I like that one. The original like Marble Hornets was good when it came out, and I watched it like every single time it came out. But eventually it got kind of bad. I feel like they kind of like jumped the shark after a while. Scolopendromorpheus. What is your name? Also, thank you for the sub. I have no idea where your name is going. Alright. I'm looking at the connection points on this one, and I'm not too happy about it. Also, I have to back him up all the way to here in order for it to... The first few episodes of the Marble Hornets were good. After a while, it just started being like, Scolopendromorpheus. Sure. Ted's caving story was really good. Is this going to be enough to hold this in place? I don't even know what's like colliding. Is it over here? Oh, it's just going to be that one side being held in. I think that works. Okay. The back looks a bit heavy. It is. I don't know if it's actually going to cause problems with like the way that the model will like glue together. If it looks a bit like, hey, I don't think that's how physics work. It's okay if it's a little wonky because, but this doesn't look like it's going to stay, does it? I feel like it needs more like support structure under. Running low on plastic card. So I've got this sprue of like guys with choppas, so I'm just gonna trim off the arms. Any interest in Gunpla? I used to have interest in it. I used to be super into it as a kid. But I bought like the cheap models from the grocery store. I've talked about this before, but you know, I've got this expensive hobby. I can only really afford to have one expensive hobby. Yeah, some horror stories suck. Some are really funny. There was one that Mr. Creepypasta read recently that I had to comment on because it was kind of funny. It was it's like a slime girl, basically. It was like, oh no, this is so bad, and I'm like, some people are into that, man. It's a lot of horror stories. It's like, yo, I'm not scared. Like, I'm into that shit. You post enough stuff on the internet and someone's gonna be into that, you know? It's like she was going around suffocating people, and she was like, I'm so sorry, I have to eat, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, you know, some people are like into that. Is it really creepypasta if someone gets horny for it? Yeah. Smile Dog? I don't remember that one all that well. I remember the picture, but I don't remember the story. I thought that always was connected with Jeff the Killer. It turns out I already had a pre-made sprue cut out, so I didn't have to cut those out. I'm dumb. So let's see. For a support structure, it's that wide. I need to get some of this stuff off. I don't know where that went. There was one that I was reading for a while or listening to, and it was about a guy who had like a secret crazy like maze under his house. And that was pretty good up until like they started getting into why the maze was there. It kind of reminded me of Ted's caving story where it was just like, oh, like now you've done the reveal and I don't care anymore. You know? It's like once I see the goods, I don't care. Yeah, once it's like, oh, well, this was where bad guys did bad science thing. Or angels and demons. And it's like, oh, okay. I just like the idea of there being a creepy, like, yeah. Has a horror story's explanation ever been scarier? My classic example of how that's shit is, I think it was Insidious was the name of the movie. And it was so like it was like a pretty decent movie up until they showed the bad guy, and the bad guy was just straight up Darth Maul. And it's just like, why is Darth Maul here? Like, I'm barely joking. Look up the bad guy in Insidious. It was goofy as all get out. And it's just like, oh. Yeah, alright. I hear they're bringing him back. I think I read something about that. And it's just like, can you not? Like, why? Literally, why? I don't know. I just can't care about Star Wars anymore. Didn't he get cut in half and thrown down a pit? I think he came back. I think at the cartoon he came back. Yeah, I think I'm experiencing Star Wars burnout as well. I just don't care what happens. I don't care. I have not seen The Mandalorian. I don't care. I just don't. I'm sorry. So I mean, obviously, like, one of the struts is not going to be there, but like, I liked Star Wars growing up. I really did. But like the new series, it just feels like, here it is again. It's like, okay. This whole area is wrong. Like, you see all that open stuff there? I could put this here. And then have another one there. Is that going to look like enough to hold this up? Like, maybe? Will it actually support it, like, physically? And can we audible to this one if this just looks like shit no matter what I do? The support looks thin. Alright, what if we did this one instead? Let's do this one for now. And, this should be fine. Alright. Like, I know Star Wars has always been about being, like, this big budget Hollywood money-making extravaganza. But just, I don't think I realized it until the recent series. You know? Like, I've never really cared for Marvel stuff. This feels a lot more stable to me. And it looks right. That looks like they could handle that. Alright, so that leaves this one here. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, Marvel being fast food. Like, that's fine. I just don't, I don't personally care for it. I don't get invested in the stuff. I think that this is fine. What's your thought on kaiju films? I really like the original idea of it being like a metaphor for like nuclear war bad. Like, I like that. It's kind of hokey. I like that kind of stuff. But the new ones, I feel like it's just like big monster punch other big monster. It's like, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, not that nuclear war bad is like a exceptionally hot take, but I was like, that's cool. That's rad, you know? Like, what a cool idea. You can enjoy it at either level, you know? I haven't watched any of the Godzilla movies since Godzilla 2000, I want to say. Yeah, that sounds right. Because I remember someone left like this weird, gross keychain of like a Godzilla egg in a cart at, I want to say, Home Depot. Did I watch Soul? I didn't. No. I'm not really a big movie or like show person. If I'm gonna watch something, it's usually something on YouTube or some anime my wife found. I think this looks good. All right, so this one. I mean, Soul looked fine. It looked like a good movie. I like the idea that there's a periscope in front of the viewing window, so you can't see out the viewing window, so you have to use the periscope. That's so dumb. It's so dumb. I love that. We're doing it. Like, I've heard good things. I've heard incredible things about Soul, but and Into the Spider-Verse. It's a movie has to be really, really solid for me to want to spend 2 hours of my life watching it. 'Cause a lot of the times I feel like I didn't get a return on my time. Like, and I'm very ADD. Like, I have to be doing something with my hands. So it's like, there's very few movies that I can just sit and watch. Um, Movies just aren't my thing, man. Um, and it's not because movies bad. It's just that it's not my thing. Um, and Marvel movies, I feel like I have to have watched all of the other ones in order to get what's going on. And I'm just not interested in that. Is this gonna have enough connection points? I think it'll be fine. So do I want this one here, or do I want... Where's the other side gun one? Didn't I make another one that had a gun on the side? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, so do I want this? Or do I want the wire one for this? I could actually probably use that as a connection point there. The bit that I just glued on for this one. That sounds pretty good. Alright, cool. And what's connecting up here? Like, what am I running into? Plastic. Okay. So I should probably glue something in, like a plastic bit. Like, I read comics growing up. I mostly read, like, newspaper comics because I just, you know, getting my parents to buy me actual comic book comics was kind of a thing. And I feel like I was more or less doing it so that way I would fit in with the kids that I saw on TV. Cartoon characters, in other words, that read comics. Because I didn't have friends, so it's just like my model of what other children was like was TV. Um, what do the kids on the TV do? Well, they read comics, you know? I played a lot of freeware games. I played a lot of Flash games. Hence why I streamed Flash games for so long. It's just like it's you know, I know these things. Um Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I like to watch streams and I like to watch games of. I like to watch people play games that I wouldn't want to buy, you know? Like, there's some people who play games that I'm just like, whatever. And that's what I try and stream as well, is like, all right, what are you guys gonna be into? Because if I can stream something that like you guys wouldn't ask for but would enjoy, I think that's spicy. I think that's good. I glued that and then I realized I need to add another support strut. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so no, I need to add another support strut. Yeah, I need to add another one in the front. Um, okay, so when this connects, it goes here, which means that it needs to connect along this axis for some reason. Yeah, Danganronpa is probably a good example of that. Exceptionally wordy games end up being that, I think, for a lot of people. I did the construction of these tanks very, like, by the seat of my pants, and I feel like that's gonna show up in the design, but that should just make it look more orky. And I've glued my fingers together. Ah. Okay, there we go. I feel bad we keep making you play real. I mean, honestly, like, fuck. I do streaming because I enjoy hanging out with people and I enjoy people enjoying stuff with me, you know? It's a different thing. It's a different thing entirely to stream than to just play a game by myself. If I play a game by myself, I'm looking for a very different experience. So, like, seeing people get hype in chat, cool, you know? I don't care the reason. I just want them to be hype and happy. Okay. I do like my boomer shooters. I like my millennial shooters. It's a different genre, but I do like those kind of games. I really do. It's why I play Insurgency all the time. Insurgency is a great game. I cannot recommend it to everyone because it is. What's the difference between a boomer shooter, a millennial shooter, and a zoomer shooter? I don't know what defines a boomer shooter, but a millennial shooter is going to be something like Counter-Strike Source, slower cover-based shooters. Whereas a zoomer shooter is going to be something like Fortnite or maybe Overwatch. Boomer is like Quake, Doom. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. TF2 is not a boomer shooter. TF2 is a millennial shooter. Like there's team play element. Does it depend on the year or style? Insurgency, I would say, is a millennial shooter, and it came out like a year ago, 2 years ago, like after Fortnite did. Like it's definitely a style over a year that it came out. Oh, my phone's ringing. Are you a real phone call? No. Yeah, but I mean, like, Insurgency could have updated to be more, millennial or Zoomer favored. You know, could have had like base building and or bright colors. It'd be a very different game. I'm talking about Insurgency 2, Sandstorm. I'm going to leave this for a second because I'm not actually sure if that's going to hold. What would you call Nightfire, Time Splinters, and Halo? Those are all like millennial shooters. Yeah, firmly millennial. Zoomer shooters are faster paced, less cover, and more brightly colored. Millennial shooters are all kind of like drab and slower and tactical. Boomer shooters, if we're gonna call Doom, that I guess are faster paced with kind of muddy colors, kind of extreme. Yeah, the pre-brown era into the brown era of shooters. Now, here's the question. Is Call of Duty the Battle Royale one that came out? Is that a millennial shooter or is that a zoomer shooter? I think it's a zoomer shooter, despite the fact that it meets a lot of the... Because it's faster pace. Would you put System Shock in the same boat as... Yeah, yeah. Though it's teetering on the edge of being a boomer shooter. I need to have another bit that holds this bit in. System Shock 1 is definitely boomer. And that's why I'm saying I think System Shock 2 might be as well. It being a battle royale instantly make it a zoomer shooter? I kind of think so. What are you building? Are those bottle caps? Yeah, they're for the turrets. I'm building some kill tanks because I don't want to spend $200 on them. CSGO's Warzone. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like that's them trying desperately to make an old dog do new tricks. It's... I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what they're doing with that. Like, what the hell? I played it, like, continuously. My boss thought it was weird, and in retrospect it is, that I consider, like, millennial shooters to be a good relaxation thing. I like the zen of just murder. Which is probably why he was like, yeah, if you want less hours, that's chill. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go relax, man. Like, yeah, I just got to do a little bit of murder in the morning in order to feel good about myself. Okay. This is all coming together, man. That means I can spray paint and actually start painting soon. I'm going to have to cover up some of these gaps, like right here. But we'll make it work. Ooh. Were you wiggly still? You might be wiggly still. Yeah, I think, I don't know as if you've got good connection there. What is Prey? Prey is a millennial shooter. is a chunky lad now. He's getting big. He's growing up. Yeah, Darkness. Oh my god, Darkness. I love Darkness. It was like The Crow as a video game. Such a bizarre game. It was so edgy. Oh, this is really dumb. So the placement of the turret means that it can't shoot around the ram. I'm fine with that. It'll just be like shooting this away. Alright, now what's holding this side in? I need something to bridge that gap there. Did I like Darkness? I like Darkness. It was a game. That was definitely during the like Blockbuster was going out of business and they were trying their hardest to make this work. Era. It felt self-aware. It did a lot of cool things. New Vegas, that's a millennial shooter, I think. I don't really know why there's this gap in the first place, so I think we're gonna glue this in. Yeah. Like so. Okay. Oh, I've glued my hand to the glue. Okay, I'm good now. Half-Life is somewhere halfway between. I feel like it was like really where that change started to happen was right around Half-Life 1. Like that's definitely where they started changing from one style to another. I think that's the era right there where it's like, oh, we can have in-engine cutscenes and that kind of thing. Quake, I think all the Quakes are going to end up being boomer shooters. And it's not an admonishment on any of these games for being good or bad. I should say that. I'm not a fan of millennial shooters as a whole, just because I don't know. That's not what I'm looking for in a shooter. Like Fortnite is, I guess, it's a well-made game. I don't really care for it just because it just seems like someone just if I shoot at someone, they freak out and immediately build a like 10-story condo. It's like, what the hell? The original Counter-Strike is a millennial shooter, for sure. Why are you so obsessed? You know, I just when I was talking about Insurgency, I felt like I should stay. Like, hey, this is not a game for everyone. It's got that vibe of like, I think that's how this conversation started. Okay, right, because I left this long. Um, think we figured out that the connection point is somewhere along here. So I want to make sure that this wire actually feeds back into the tank itself. Else it kind of misses the point of that wire being there. I should have probably left that wire until the end, but where do you connect? I had it just a minute ago. Is it up here? Was this meant to go the other way? Was it supposed to be like this? Did I have it originally like this? Ooh, that unfortunately looks very much like a thing. Okay, hold up for just a sec. We got 2 more rights. I need, and then a 3rd right. Okay, so this is a left. This is the left side. Okay. Alright, so where do you go? It's kind of fun now that I've gotten over the stress of screwing up my work. Like, it's all kind of coming together. I get stressed about weird stuff. We could put it all the way back here. And then it would have the wire go into the thing. Okay, let's do that. It's not that expensive a model, like, relatively speaking. It's just my first kit bash, really. My first, like, I'm putting a lot of time and effort into it, kit bash. I have the Squigoth, and, okay. I feel like there needs to be something right here to hold it in, because it doesn't seem like it's holding as is. Where's my bits of plastic? Here we go. Okay. Like, I remember, like, Frozen Throne, and, you know, there was DLC. There's expansion packs, but I feel like you got a lot when you got Frozen Throne. When you bought Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, you got essentially another game. It was built in the same engine, and it just added on stuff. But, okay, how does this connect again? So it goes there, which means that that guy just needs to be reinforced there. Okay, cool. I loved Warcraft 3. That was such a good game. It was such a good game for that time in my life because I was broke as fuck. And spending like $60 on one game that was like, it was Dota, it was tower defense. Never played the original. Like, didn't even bother. Doom 3 is not a boomer shooter. No. It's a millennial shooter because it's got the muddy colors and you can't tell what the hell is going on and it's dark. It's kind of spooky. It's got the vibe. It's like, yeah. Blood? See, I didn't ever play Blood, so I don't know. I never played Blood. A lot of the boomer shooters I was too young for. And didn't, you know, get a chance to play. I didn't get to play Doom growing up. Because my parents were like super like, do not play. Like, they thought the gore in GoldenEye was too much. They're like, this is too realistic. What I've gathered about Warhammer is it's like merged chess with collectible card game. Is that accurate? Yeah. Yeah. Sort of. I'd say it's closer to Go than chess, but yeah. Um, there's primary objectives and secondary objectives, and the primary objectives are always hold X number of spots on the board, make sure that they're yours. So it'll be like a 6-inch, I think, ish diameter, 6 or 7 inch diameter spot on the board, and you have to have your guys stand on it. And if they stand on it, then you control it. And if you control one, you get 5 points most of the time. There's some missions where you need to control more than that. If you control two, you get another 5 points. If you control more than your opponent, then you get another 5. Do I still play on TTS? Yeah, all the time. Because, I mean, I can't go out and play IRL. King of the Hill with, like, 6 points. Apologies, what unit am I putting together? I'm putting together a kill tank. It's a Orc Lord of War. It's like a giant fucking tank. Learn to play Sigmar? Listen, no, I don't need to get into another one. Like, I don't own any demons. Aside from a kit bash. No, you know what? I did do a kit bash of a demon prince. So I guess this isn't my first big kit bash. This is my first one where I'm using a lot. Is that a Coke cap bottle? Yep. Because it was the right shape. Can you reclaim land? Yeah. The whole point of the game is like, all right, well, you know, this turn I need to make sure that I get those guys off that objective. So I'm going to, you know, bring in this, you know, like a lot of the time my kill tank is on one objective shooting at another objective to kill all the guys on it. And then I'm holding one more than they are because I've killed the guys off their objective and I'm holding this. Or I just like ram the tank on up in there and it's just like, deal with it. It's a war simulator with no role playing. There is a role playing mode that you can play. It's called Crusade, and I don't know anyone who plays it, but apparently it's fun. Wolfhouse, thank you for the 21 months of support. Hell's Bells, you playing Apocalypse with 3 wards? No. It's they're 275 points, 50 more points if you go with the Burster Cannon. So they're pretty cheap. They're about the cost of like Imperial Knights, but better. It's like an Orc Imperial Knight, but it's a tank. Yeah, $195 for the Forgeworld kill tank. Yeah, no. See, that's why I'm kit bashing, because like I don't have that kind of money, my dude. Like I just don't. Like I could, but like why? No, you play as an army in Crusade. In Crusade, you're playing as like, I don't know, you land on like everyone in the universe really wants to take over this one planet for some reason, whatever, or this one like galaxy for some reason, and everyone writes their little plot line on why they want it and why they feel like they're entitled to it, and then when your guys get hurt, they, you know, get scars or whatever that fuck up their abilities, like they're slower. Or, you know, if they die, they can get turned into a dreadnought. So that way, like, they're a big hulking sarcophagus on legs. With guns attached, of course. Who is GW's target audience? Somewhere between like nerdy 13-year-olds and 30-year-old men with like way more time on their hands than they should have. I've never played any Crusade. I did play in a narrative game, and we were starting one right when COVID hit. But you know, obviously. Where did I get the panels for this? I just got them from a local hobby shop. I just got some plasticard. And I've glued my hands together again. What if I bought a bunch of Chaos figures and then don't intend on playing? Um, cool. Rad, do that. They're fun. It's fun to paint things. A lot of people don't even play. They're just like, these models look neat. I like all aspects of it. I like having my lore work uh with my competitive army. I like the painting and the assembling models. I don't like gluing my hands together. I have two 40k armies and never played a game. I mean, like, I'll tell you right now, ninth edition's a really good edition. For pretty much everyone but Tau. Tau is having a really bad time right now. If you play Tau, I am sorry for you. Your army is bad. It is. Like, some people say Gene Stealer Cult is bad. I think Gene Stealer Cult has some play. It's not great. But you could potentially make a pretty decent army. But the Tau, outside of buying everything on Forgeworld and then praying to God that it works. Because, like, there's some Forgeworld stuff for Tau that's okay. It's okay, you know? But even, like, Mono Knights has a better chance at winning than Tau. Just Tau doesn't. I don't think the Forge World stuff is worth it for Tau. I think if you play Tau right now, you either go find a different game to play or you play a different army. Like, it's why I have two armies, is that way one of them will be good. Right now, it's Orcs. Um, Chaos can be good, but they usually have to, like, dump heavily into demons in order to make it work. How well does TTS work for Warhammer? Pretty good. I can show you guys. Give me a sec. I need to have that glue dry anyway. Let's see. Filters. Turn down the volume on the mic just a bit so I don't blow your eardrums out. Boop, boop. Don't know if I've got a screen region for TTS. I might need to make one. Oh. Looks like I do. There we go. That wasn't a wet fart. That was just the intro sound effect. Alright, so you go and you find yourself whatever army you've got. So, like, I like playing orcs. This guy has a really good orc stash. There's one usually for, like, every army. So here's a bunch of orc stuff. And you pick out the models that you want in it. So here's a kill tank. Oh, wow. This is actually a lot better than the... Oh, fuck. This model looks so good. Oh, hell. So that's the Giga Shuda variant. And then you've got the Burster Cannon. And then you just, you go, okay, yeah, my army's going to have one cannon wagon and, you know, all of these things. You just pick out the models. You bring in Battlescribe to TTS. Battlescribe is a free thing. You make your lists on your phone or on the computer with Battlescribe. You post that code into the website, Battlescribe to TTS. You get a code. So we can do it real quick. So let's see. Looks like I don't have any in... Okay, cool. Here we go. So I put it into this website here. Let me show you. So you put it into this website here. You find your thing. You put it in here. You put your roster file in here. It gives you a code. You copy that code into BattleScribe. You hit submit code. This is apparently a chaos list that I had. But you click the things, then you go, yeah, this is a Demon Prince of Tzeentch, and so on and so forth. And, yeah, definitely pick an army that you vibe with. Don't pick one that you think is, like, competitively good, because you won't be able to keep up with it like that. Anyway, you do that. You click on all the different things. Magnus Red, yeah, that's Battle Wagon's Magnus Thread, I guess. You do all that. What's the original context for Pingal? There's none. That's it. And then you click create army, and then it'll spawn it all in, and it'll have the stats and such. And then you go and load up FTC base. And you've asked someone on the TTS Discord, hey, I want to play. Is it cool if we play? Who wants to play? 2,000 points, competitive. And someone goes, yeah, I want to play. And you go, okay, cool. And you bring out your army, and they bring out theirs, and you do a little introduction. You got command points over here. You got your score sheet here. On player 2, we're playing GT. I'm going to go for engage and while we stand, and these are all the secondaries you can have. Deploy scramblers, sure. Those are the ones I'm going to go with. And then here's my army. Take a look. All right, cool. You know, got 2 detachments. Kill tanks. So these are the kill tanks that we're currently kit bashing. I did this skin myself because I'm a colossal fucking nerd. I drew that little, like, guy. There he is. That's for if I decide to do raise the banners. But that's for the fluff of my army. And you can see it again on the top here. And then, there you go. It's got measurements and stuff. If you hold down tab, you can measure. These guys have a 5-inch movement, so you just hold down tab, they move 5. There you go. And then you load in a map or whatever. This looks like a save that I did recently when I was playing someone. Is Bad Moons a sub-faction? Yeah. I play Death Skulls, which is a different sub-faction. So this is a match that I was playing the other day, I guess. Against, yeah. So I was apparently doing Raise the Banners, and he had Death Guard. And so it's just my kill tanks rolling around the board, just sniping stuff off. The dragsters teleporting around. He gutted his poxwalkers over here for that thing. There you go. I don't know where his last model is. I think this is after. I think it auto saved after I tabled him, because I don't see it. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what happened. Because all of his stuff is over here, and then he was showing me his other army because that's a thing that people do. And that's it. That's how you play Warhammer on TTS. Because I'm not going to probably buy all these dragsters. Can you flip the table if I want to crash my computer? Yeah. Because each one of these models has a script running in the background. So that way I can press that, and then we can look at the, stats. All right, it's, all of these keywords, and if it explodes, it does D6 damage. It's got a RAM. It's got these profiles for when it gets wounded. The weapons. Yeah, your twin big shooter, the Scorcher, the reinforced ram, and the burster cannon. Having the stats on there is really nice. Yeah, it's the BattleScribe to TTS thing. It's really helpful. It's that way if I'm like, hey man, how many shots does a Plague Burst Crawler have? I don't know. I can press that, and then I can just scroll down to it, and it goes, oh, okay, well, it's got a Plague Burst Mortar, and it's got heavy D6. It's like, oh, okay. So I think I can handle that. And then I did. People have done a lot of work to make this happen, to make it work as well as it does. Yeah, 85-65 was the end score on that one. Death Guard doesn't do that well against this list, but other lists do. But yeah, it's super clean. And I think it's a really good way of playing Warhammer, especially right now if your army doesn't have a codex, and especially right now because who can actually go outside and play Warhammer? Like, I have no one to play Warhammer with IRL right now. But there we go. Little guy here. Okay, so looks like flip my actual table. No, I think I'm good. It's glass. I have to make little notches in the plastic thing I put down in there. Right here, here, and here. Okay, we can probably just cut this right here. It looks like it wants to leave as soon as I trim this. So just hold it in place so it doesn't try and run away. That just evaporated? Where the hell did that go? Blammed? Jesus. That's old school, man. Oh, blammed by a... Okay, yeah, blammed in that context works too, but... Let me go ahead and cut towards myself and just stab myself in the finger like an idiot. Alright, well... I don't feel like dealing with it, so I'm just going to glue my finger shut. Ah, it burns. It burns. Fuck, that hurts. Why am I putting glue into my bloodstream? I'm not trying to. It just happens. Super glue was originally made to close small wounds. Like, quickie and, like... That's super glue's original purpose, was to seal shut wounds. That's what I'm going to be using it for today. I have to, like, clean my hands up after this because my hands are just covered in glue. So anyway, let's stop using the knife to cut towards me like a toddler would and start using the knife to cut away from me like an adult would. How about we just don't even use the knife for this bit? Okay, there we go. Alright, so that sucked and hurt. Yeah, that works better. It's fine. I'm not bleeding anymore. I'm good. I can tell Tilda's not watching at work because she hasn't sent me a text being like, what are you doing? Oh, it looks like a piece of shit. It's wonderful. There's that little bit. Do orcs have a killdozer? This is pretty much it. This is the orc killdozer, effectively. It is a ridiculous piece of kit. It's really fun. I love using it. I have not gotten to use them IRL, obviously, but it fits my playstyle, you know? Alright, this one's pretty close to being done. I need to patch some of the holes, like, you can see, like, into the armor a bit in some spots, but I think we can fix that. We're gonna do a couple more. Or at least fix up these bits, and then I'll, probably clean up the, remaining bits off stream. I like what I did here. I've got like the exposed wiring. You can like see it through the hole. I like the DACA. I do like the DACA, don't get me wrong, but I like having a little bit of everything. I don't like being held down to just doing DACA or just doing combat. Does this model have teeth? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Why? Don't know. Orcs are like that. Took a lot of inspiration from, like, you know, official GW models and then, like, Mad Max, obviously, for a lot of this kit. I think it looked good. How did the eye stream go? I'm going to do another one here in a minute. Because I feel like streaming that tonight, unless if people really, really want Disco Elysium. I might do Disco tomorrow. What about eyes? One of these has eyebrows. Yeah, the one I was just messing with. Here. Right here, it's got like angry eyebrows. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get it. See them? Whirr. Yeah. Someone recommended Disco Elysium to me, but this person is a highly polarizing political person and described the game as about being ideologist. It's I'm not paying attention too much to that right now, but it does seem to really make you like. I've heard someone describe it as like a Myers-Briggs test for your political theory. I think that's accurate. However, I'm playing the game without, like, doing what I would do. I'm doing what I would do if I was the character. And the character is, in my eyes, a fucking goblin. Though, you know, a little bit of me kind of poked out when I had to, like, save and repeat a segment until I got to kick the racist guy in the teeth. And then punch him in the throat. Well, he wasn't a Nazi, which is what was weird, is he was a racist, but not a Nazi. I know that sounds like, you know, hey, those two are the same thing, but it's in a fictional universe where, like, there's other people being racist about other stuff. Low bar for decency. I mean, like, still a piece of shit. All Nazis are racist, not all racists are Nazis. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Like, the guy himself was not a Nazi. Alright, so we're gonna have to do the thing again where we get rid of bits of this. I went and glued the entire thing in, and then I'm gonna, like, figure out where it needs to go. So it's gonna be right here, we're gonna get rid of it. Right here, we're gonna get rid of it. And then right here, we're gonna get rid of it. So that past this point, we get rid of it. And I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. Don't get me wrong. You lost me. All cats are fuzzy. No, that's not true because they're let's see. All dogs are fuzzy, but not all fuzzy things are dogs. There's Egyptian cats, so I can't really say all cats are fuzzy. All cats are beautiful, not all. I don't feel like Disco Elysium is for everyone. Like, it's definitely not. I'm painting my Necron Destroyer while this is going on. Dude, Necrons went from being like, whatever, like, why are you even bringing this to a competitive tournament, to like a legitimate option for competitive play, like, as soon as their codex dropped. Like, it was crazy, like, how much of a glow up they got. I'm just wondering how polarizing and biased the game is in the first place. It's biased. I think it's really hard to say that, you know, if what someone was just, how do you paint rust? Oh, there's a video on this. Typhus corrosion is the technical paint you use, and then it's got like grainy bits in it, and you do that, and then you paint over it with like a little bit of red, and that'll look rusty. It's more political than like New Vegas is. New Vegas flirts with the idea of being political and then drops away real fast before it gets to say anything too meaningful. It wanted to be more political than it was. It was definitely a political game, but I feel like Disco Elysium is definitely pushing that envelope a little bit further. Some people believe that all games are political. I think all war games are probably political. I don't know as if all games are necessarily political. I'd have to think on that one. All art is political is definitely a take that people have. I just hit myself in the nose with a bit. I don't know. I do remember someone saying you have to choose between left and right. I remember I was in class and it's like the weirdest moment for me. My teacher was like, all right, show of hands, who here is a Democrat? Some people raised their hands. Who here is a Republican? Some people raised their hands. And I haven't raised my hand yet. So I'm like, no. And then they're like, all right, well, for the people that haven't raised your hands, you'll figure it out eventually. You know, maybe politics isn't your thing. And I'm like, this isn't college. That's why you would ask kids that. I'm using the term kid loosely. And it's just like, what? I'm gonna have to sweep at some point to get rid of all this stuff. It was just such a weird moment because it was just like, oh. Like, can you imagine being a Republican right now? How shit it must be that, like, you know, Trump took over the party. Like, what if you want to, like, if you know, just have fiscally responsible stuff happen? You don't want people spending money on whatever, and then you just want it, you know, like, let's not spend a whole bunch of money. Let's let people themselves figure it out. You know, that kind of vibe. But then, I mean, it's not my vibe, but that's gotta suck. But maybe chat's getting a little too political now. We should probably change the subject. A lot of people are here and watch streams. This is something I learned a while ago. People are here to relax, to get away from the world for a bit. And so talking about politics is like not helpful to the people who are enjoying this content at all. Like, it's antithetical to the point of this. Like, and I don't think it's a hot take to say the last year or so sucked. So if you want to, like, not deal with shit for a minute, I should probably enable you to do that. Talk about Doom wads. I missed a lot of Doom and stuff like Doom growing up because I just didn't, you know, like, I didn't get to play that kind of game. My dad gave us Alone in the Dark, the first one, Pingal, when we were kids, because one of his friends worked on the original Alone in the Dark, and that was like when the original Alone in the Dark came out. And I don't remember what year that was, but it scared the shit out of me as a child. Let's see. Story based on the writings of H.P. Lovecraft. Drew inspiration from Voodoo, the Wild West, and H.R. Geiger. The first game came out in 1992. I was 4 years old. There you go. So anyway, that was a traumatic moment in my life. It's like not a good game for children. Even like, you know, but that's like before there was an ESRB, before there was a rating system, you know? So like there was no way for my dad to know Alone in the Dark is bad for children, you know? It's just like video game. Give my child video game. It's like one of the small slip ups my dad had growing up. Like otherwise he was pretty good about that kind of stuff. Why did I add that bit? What is that achieving? Why did I do that? For some reason I thought that was going to achieve something. Yeah, for some reason, I remember my parents being like, they were really unhappy with the bullet holes in Goldeneye. Like that was the line for them. They're like, "Oh, this is so graphic." It's funny looking back. It's really funny looking back because like such a not an issue. Oh, and then I need to glue that spot there too. So yeah, I didn't play a lot of I didn't play like Doom and stuff. I played Chex Quest some, but that was when I was older and probably could have gotten away with playing Doom. But, I didn't know how you got a copy of Doom. I didn't even know Doom existed to go and play it. It wasn't like I was being a good boy. Like, my mom was paranoid about games until she realized Street Fighter helped my coordination. I mean, that's cool, you know? I mean, like, my mom got really into Zelda, but only insofar as just the part where you rode the horse. Because she really liked horses growing up. So she was just like, that's awesome. Like, she liked riding the horse around. All right, but that is 3 almost completely kit bashed kill tanks done. I gotta do a little bit more, like clean up some of these gaps. Like right here, there's a big gap. This one's actually pretty okay here. There's a little bit of a gap there. I need to clean up those holes with some stuff. And then I need to put these glyphs on and stuff. But just for like it looks cool reasons, for anyone who doesn't do Warhammer. One's gonna go right here. And this mark just means, I believe this is a knob marker or an explodey marker. There we go. Little extra mark there. Skull. All the little like glyphs mean things. Not the best orc in the world because I don't remember what they all mean. Do you think we could get away with putting an orc skull on this spike up here? Do you think that would look good? Probably, right? What scale is this? I don't know off the top of my head. The Land Raider size now, if you know how big a Land Raider is. I think I need to file down the spike a bit. 1/32. That sounds right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to file down that spike. But something like that could be good. That would look nice. But they're big. They're 10 inches long, 5 inches tall. They look alright, man. They look alright. I'm pretty proud of myself right now. But I'm going to take a brief break. Is that scale consistent? Ish. It is sort of consistent across their models. The Rams came out really well. I don't know if I like the side bits all that much, but they need to be bigger, so they look alright, you know? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this stream. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. I'm going to go take a quick BRB to get some water, maybe make some tea. That kind of thing. And I'll come back with some Divine Cybermancy. Do it jiggle when you jump, though? My dick? Yeah. Every time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.